Hello there and welcome. I'm Ole Brygger and today I have some walnut sticks, some bedsheet scraps. Then I have printed these very nice desks with items for merchants. Today we are going to build some tents for a marketplace. Let's get started. I have these 3x5mm walnut sticks and I'm gonna cut them up so I can make a tent that is 3x2 inches. This is going to be a dirty cut and I'll just snap them off with my side cutter. The cuts aren't that nice, so I had to sand them down and I should have cut them on my bandsaw, but lazy me, had to learn by doing. This took a bit longer time than it would have for me to go out in my workshop and start up the bandsaw. And after all that sanding, I just needed to glue it up with some super glue, and I also used some activator. I actually made 2 more sets of tent poles on my bandsaw, so I had 3 in total. And then I used some of the same bed sheet that I used for my tents in my camp. And this was quite a success, and these were a lot easier to measure up and cut out. I mixed up some PVA glue with water and soaked all the cloth and some super glue on the tent post. And since all the cloth is now soaked in water and glue, it actually works as an activator. So I don't need to use that. And it's pretty easy, but you have to work fast. The work time is very short. And while the cloth is still wet, I will use a piece of string to wrap it around the post, just to give some more effect to it. To keep everything together, I will give it a drop of super glue and a hint of activator. And I will set them to dry overnight. When I was going to paint them, I wanted to make sure that the fibers were shut tight and the paint wouldn't seep out, so I gave it a layer of Mod Podge. And while the Mod Podge were drying up, I started to get ready on giving the table some color. First, I dry brushed some white onto it, and then we could use some speed paints. I used various colors of speed paint and I spent about an hour painting all the tables with details and highlights. I will speed up the process here and you can just lean back and enjoy. Besides the speed paints, I also used some of my acrylic paints to make some more details and highlights. Then it's time to give the tent some color. I will just mark up the tent with some intervals of 1 centimeter and draw some lines. So I might make some straight lines. To give it a more dirty look, I use this palette bone in my airbrush. And I also use some of the bony matter. We are done! And we got some nice tents here. Dried up and hard and ready to go. I know this was another tent video and it was pretty short, but I really enjoyed doing it and I actually needed something for a marketplace. We have the perfect setup for the assassination of the evil count. I don't know, maybe the townsfolk will be pretty happy about him going away. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching this to the end. I'll be back with some more interesting projects. I have a couple in mind, so I'll see you soon. We have the perfect setup for the assassination. We have the perfect setup for the assassinate. We have the perfect setup for the assassinate.